next guest is the former director of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program at the Pentagon. And here's what he said on 60 Minutes a few weeks ago.
Imagine a technology that can do 600 to 700 G-forces, that can fly at 13,000 miles an hour, that it can evade radar, and that can fly through air and water and possibly space. And, oh, by the way, has no obvious signs of propulsion, no wings, no control surfaces, and yet still can defy the natural effects of Earth's gravity. That's precisely what we're seeing.
And Luis Elizondo joins us now. Lou, great to have you here. I don't think there's any question anymore. These are real. I mean, Navy pilots are on the record with what they've seen flying around. Military videos have caught images of these UFOs. What do you think this report, maybe as early as next week, is going to say?
Well, I hope the report provides Congress what it asked for and, frankly, what it deserves, and that is a current assessment of the situation. My only fear is that 180 days is really not a sufficient enough time to provide a comprehensive report. When I was working in the Pentagon, we did this for nearly a decade, and there's a lot of information to comb through. And again, my fear is that 180 days is simply not going to be long enough to provide that comprehensive report to Congress that it asked for. This issue is not a recent issue. It's been going on for many, many years, if not decades. And it's finally coming to the point where the U.S. government really, it's reached this critical mass where we just can't simply deny it anymore.
And so, Lou, when you were the director of this special program at the Pentagon, what information did you see that the rest of us don't know about?
Sure. Well, I think what's important here is we're talking about eyewitness testimony from trained observers. These are individuals we have spent millions of dollars training for them to recognize the silhouette of a F-16 versus an Su-22 versus a MiG-25, in some cases from 25 miles away. And what they're reporting to us are really extraordinary vehicles doing extraordinary things. And furthermore, it's backed up by electro-optical data, such as gun camera footage, and further backed up by radar. So in essence, you have three distinct pieces, or if you will, collection sources that are all providing the same information at the same time, at the same place, under the same circumstances, and all really validating what the pilots are seeing. And so it's very compelling. And at this point, we know it's real.
You know, you make an interesting point at this point that you know it's real. Not too long ago, as I mentioned, this would have been a joke, but now you've got a president, former president, acknowledging this. What changed that now we have former President Obama saying, serious now, there are things that we cannot explain?
Yeah, well, and it's not just former President Obama. We have former Director of National Intelligence Ratcliffe. We have former Director of CIA John Brennan, former Director of CIA Woolsey. All of them have come forward, along with some of our elected officials in Congress who stepped forward. All have received classified briefings on the topic, and what they're being provided is extremely compelling. I think, again, we are well beyond reasonable doubt at this point. So the real question is, what exactly are we dealing with? Are we dealing with some sort of foreign adversarial technology, or are we really dealing with something that's a paradigm moment for our species and dealing with something completely different?
And what do you think it is? I mean, when you say that something can travel at 13,000, miles per hour, you don't see any form of propulsion. It can go up and down. It defies the laws of technology and gravity as we know it. What do you think it is?
Well, to be completely honest, it's too early for us to make any type of conclusion right now. I think we're still in the phase of data collecting and analyzing to make any type of logical conclusion yet.